Right, as some of you might have heard the other day, a British journalist and daughter of Tory MP Amber Rudd was calling for so-called age-appropriate adult entertainment that can be shown to teenagers in what can be described as beyond demented in every sense of the word. It's clear that many on the so-called left are doing all they can to normalise this sort of shit, which explains why Naz Shah thinks girls in Rotherham should shut up for the sake of diversity. This is obviously sick and concerning in equal measure given the various attempts over the years to include dirty nonce fuckpigs in the LGBT community, opening Pandora's box when it comes to child safety, by calling them minor attracted people or some shit like that. Thankfully though, 99% of the LGBT lot don't want these sick fucks put alongside them, and to be honest I can't blame them, can you? This has of course not stopped media shitweasels and deranged activists from pushing the agenda any way they can though. This is nothing new, but what I want to talk to you about is the BBC actually considering this shit right now, when all they should have done is shat on the idea with a segment on how being a nonce makes you the scum of the earth and a septic spot on the arse of humanity. Of course, that was never going to happen. The BBC covered up Savile for decades, so the protection of children is not something they have worried about before and are likely not going to do ever. I mean, just look at this tweet here asking for the public's thought on something they should know is flat wrong. This here you can be biased on the BBC, trust me on that one. Instead they say, what's the best way to inform teenagers about porn? You just fucking don't. Should there be age-appropriate porn, as has been suggested, so they can learn about consent and what's respectful and what's not? No, you teach consent, you don't show them porn at the end of the day. What do you think? Email us with your opinions. I think you're all a sick bunch of fucks that need your head tested for even considering this lunacy and not just coming out against it like I said. It goes without saying that you just don't show teenagers porn, end of fucking story. They find it easily enough on their own, you don't need to show it to them, certainly not hoping that they won't search it out more, which is obviously just fucking stupid. And of course it's also porn. This is for over 18s in the UK for a bloody good reason, and in fact it's the same in most places around the world. At the end of the day, you start showing teenagers it in school and they start trying to make it using their mobile phones, which is obviously against the law. Kids need sex education with a focus on the nuclear family and reproduction, not introductions to doggy style after getting consent via some lefty nonce cunt's new porn. Consent is obviously pretty easy to teach if you're not a fucking idiot. If both parties are in a fit state and agree to fuck, then away you go. If not, walk away. There's always another axe wound to fill that will want it somewhere else. That is what you teach them about consent. It's not hard. You teach them raping someone will put you on par with a nonce in the public's eyes, meaning real men will do real damage to you for doing such things, so remember that in future. Never do you actively show kids porn. I shouldn't even need to say it. Obviously though, with the BBC you always have to. It's just more reasons to defund them if you ask me.